What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Go Forward podcast here at NRB in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. We've got Brad Dacus, the CEO and general manager of Pacific Justice Institute, also the founder. Brad, thanks so much for joining us, spending a little bit of time with us today.
Oh, it's great to be here.
So you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your organization and what brought you guys out to NRB?
Oh, you bet. So I founded Pacific Justice Institute back in 1997 with Attorney General Ed Meese.
Okay, wow.
We got it started, and we started in Sacramento, California. We defend religious freedom,
Beautiful.
parents' rights against the government, sanctity of human life, all without charge. Started in Sacramento. Now we have 37 offices coast to coast, more offices than any other legal organization of our kind. And we're very unique in that we don't just cherry pick a few high profile cases before the Supreme Court. Our goal is to make sure that everyone gets help. Now we have a case pending right now before the Supreme Court. We've had cases go to the Supreme Court, but our goal is to make sure no one is left on the side of the road.
Yeah.
It's a ministry heart organization, and God is blessing it. We have a radio show on over 1,000 radio outlets across the country called the Dacus Report. We have Faith and Law, which is also syndicated. And we produce these, and we're getting out the information. We have over 140 cases in active litigation. And get this, the last 2 years, we have had a better than a 90% success rate
Wow,
in resolved case in litigation, 2 years running. Never before have I seen that. God's hand is on the work. Our attorneys are fantastic. They work together with servant hearts, and it's just exciting to see what God is doing. I am just more optimistic about the grace that God is pouring out on this nation now than I've ever been in my entire life.
Wow, that's really optimistic.
In the courts,
love to hear that.
As well as in the body of Christ with revival taking place. And it's just exciting for us to partner with other organizations to help boost them up and help, which is what we do all across the country, from Turning Point USA, defending their chapters, to pro-life ministries, etc.
I love it. You know, I've heard that because of so many positive Supreme Court decisions that have happened over, the last few years since Trump, basically rejiggered the Supreme Court, and we've been having these great cases come up. A big part of the challenge is once those decisions come forward, then it's got to be challenged at the local level to set precedent, because it's kind of like top-down, trickle-down economics in a way. Like, just because somebody says something at the Supreme Court doesn't mean the law of the land changes overnight. Now you've got to go challenge things at either the state level or sometimes even at your local community level, at the school board, at the park that won't let Christians assemble and do some kind of religious gathering, or a school that won't let kids in because they're unvaccinated and they, want to challenge the fact that fetal tissue is used in the vaccination process or whatever. There are things that need to be challenged kind of by individuals. So can you tell a little bit about how do you get the word out to people so they can, be potentially people that you represent that can kind of have that boots on the ground effect at the local level where it really means something?
Yeah, and that's one thing we try to communicate, like we just did, is letting people know that we do have offices all across the country. So we don't have just one office in Phoenix or just one office in Dallas. We are literally all over the country. My goal is to make it so that Satan has no place to go for vacation.
Wow, I love
anywhere in the United States. And that is what we're seeing taking place. And because of that, we're able to help people, and then we're able to get the information out to the different media platforms that we have and that we're exposed to. So, by the way, thank you for this opportunity.
Of course. Yeah, we're excited.
This is allowing us to not only connect, but to serve people out there right now who are watching this. On our website, for example, we have incredible resources like 12 steps to protect your children from social workers or CPS. Children are taken by the thousands across America because they don't want to affirm gender confusion, for example.
Wow.
We're taking these cases on, but we have incredible resources to empower upfront. Another one is customized opt-out forms because of an incredible Supreme Court decision, Mahmoud versus Taylor last summer. Parents are now empowered with incredible opportunities to opt their kids out of just about anything that violates their beliefs and convictions.
Well,
we have never seen this kind of protection before. God is opening up the doors. The problem, people don't know about it. And for whatever reason, they still have their kids in public school. They're not aware of this. So this is something we've prepared. It's customized for each state. by our top attorneys that do this, and it's there for free on our website, pji.org. And if people need assistance, they can go there. We try to get back with people in a very timely manner within 72 hours. And then we also have an opportunity for people who want one of our attorneys to come speak at their church or event. People don't know this oftentimes, but I'm an ordained minister.
Wow.
I am commissioned for ministry. I love to preach the word.
That's amazing.
Expository, verse by verse by verse. And I love seeing people come to Jesus. So if you have to put me in a hold, I'm an evangelist, then a teacher, if you will, but evangelism is my heart. I love seeing people come to Christ at the end of the service. And so that's something else that we do at PJI. Something people often ask us, they say, so what's your goal is to further our freedoms and liberties under the Constitution? I say, no, that's the 50-yard line. Our touchdown is to see God's kingdom furthered, either indirectly by helping ministries get the gospel out and do work that God's called them to do, or directly by direct evangelism and preaching the gospel, and whether on TV, radio, or directly on Sunday mornings. Something on Sunday morning I want to mention. So
yeah, please.
We can only be at churches so many times.
Right. Yeah. It's not scalable to have you in every church in America every Sunday.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I try. And I preach for free.
I love it.
I don't charge any, no honorarium, no love offering. I'm a very unique guest preacher. I just love seeing people come to Jesus. But we've developed something called a kiosk. So we can be in every church that wants us to be there every Sunday morning through our kiosk. It's free. And in there we have the resources on parents' rights, how businesses can evangelize to their employees and their customers, or in the workplace, or public square, public schools. It's all there. And then it gives contact for them to contact us if they need more assistance or free representation, because we do all our work without charge. All the way up to the Supreme Court, we pick up the costs, expenses, all across the country. So it's an incredible new way for us to empower the church to serve the body of Christ every Sunday morning in every church lobby that wants that assistance.
That's amazing. Tell me a little bit about how you source cases. Is it sometimes you find case law that's been reestablished by the Supreme Court, and then you need to kind of go and find a plaintiff that matches the thing that you want to get to? Or is it always grassroots up, where somebody has come up against some form of religious liberty opposition and then they reach out to you? But I imagine sometimes the hard thing is people are facing these difficulties, and then they don't even realize that there's help that could be come alongside them and join hands with them and help them, get some relief from some of this tyranny. Be curious, what is the most common way that a case kind of comes to fruition?
Yeah, we do some strategizing, of course, obviously,
Yep.
saying, hey, this is the kind of case we're looking for. Just had a conversation with our chief counsel last week about a new possible angle for something we want to work through. And it's a great strategy, and then we try to get people to fill that. But 95% of our litigation is just helping people out there, because we ask two questions for them to qualify for us to represent them. Number one, this is generally speaking, does it fit in our mission statement? Does it deal with religious freedom, parents' rights against the government, sanctity of human life? Number two, is it a viable case?
Yeah, that's important.
And there is no number three.
Yeah, wow.
That's it.
That's the criteria.
And if it fits those criteria, we do everything we can to make sure that they get representation, to help, and we come alongside them. This is unlike anything else out there. So a lot of people come to us, they say, well, we were turned down. I just tell people, if you've been turned down somewhere, please contact us, because we're a totally different animal in that regard.
Can't hurt to try.
Yeah, we want to make sure everyone gets help. We're very different in that regard. And God works and blesses the different bodies of Christ in different ways. This is what we're dealing with, is to make sure everyone gets help. That's why like I say, we have over 140 cases in active litigation right now. Every year we help thousands, not hundreds, thousands get the help that they need. And so we're here to serve the body of Christ, and it's just a joy to get this information out. And I really appreciate, once again, your willingness to have me on this, because I know the odds are there's going to be someone out there that's going to be using our resources or contacting us. And it's such a joy and a blessing to serve the body of Christ. What really breaks my heart is when I hear someone say, I had this such and such happen to me. I was fired because of my faith. My child was told they couldn't pray over lunch or whatever. And then they say, and I just didn't know you were there. I didn't know you were there. So this helps us get out that information to help people while they still have a timeline to be able to get assistance.
I love it. So we're here at NRB, which is where the Christian media world assembles every year. Hollywood has dominated criminal storytelling or storytelling around the law. I imagine there have been many stories that you've come across over the years that would have made for epic movies. Does one come to mind that would make, if you could take a case from your history that you've, what would be the number one case that you've ever worked on or been a part of through your organization that you feel would be an epic Christian courtroom drama, or just a great courtroom drama that has Christian values behind it?
There are so many. One of the first that comes to my mind, though, was a big homeschooling case, and where 3 judges declared in California, an appellate court, that it was illegal to homeschool in California unless you're a credentialed teacher, which means it's illegal.
Yeah, basically, there's no way unless the mom goes to school to become a teacher.
Yeah. And so that was the ruling, and we stepped in, and actually Michael Ferris was on this case as well.
No way! Wow.
So we both were there. We both took it from different angles, but it was a real important case, and the 3 judges agreed to rehear the case, which is a miracle.
Wow.
I've never heard 3 judges admit that they might be wrong.
Yeah, especially in California.
Yeah, exactly. So they agreed to rehear the case. Then, in oral argument, they completely attacked our side. It was so obvious that we're going to lose. We're already preparing for the appeal to the state Supreme Court, and then the U.S. Supreme Court if necessary. Well, they decided to rehear the case. They totally attacked us. And people told us, they said, do we have any chance? I normally say, yeah, we've got a possibility. This time I says, we are going to lose this. We're just going to appeal the case. The only way we're going to win is if God intervenes. So pray. Homeschoolers throughout California were praying. And this is the power of prayer.
Yep.
Those 3 judges that were resolutely against us, so definitively against us, reversed themselves 3-0 and said homeschooling is protected in California without being a credentialed teacher.
That is wild.
And it was just incredible. There are so many cases like this where we see the hand of God blessing the work, intervening, and then people say, oh, it's such a great work you're doing. I say, I'm just a puppet. Our attorneys are just following the direction of God. God is the one going before us. I don't say that to be spiritual or to religiosity.
Sure, of course. But it's true. Sometimes it's undeniable when you have a situation like that. What else would it be?
Yeah, it's just undeniable to see the hand of God moving. And I have so many stories, so many cases where we're helping people. Up in Washington State, we're defending a pastor who was preaching the gospel in front of the courthouse, and he was being criminally prosecuted for, just disruption to the peace or whatever, just some vague, deal. Well, he's preaching, and he's not giving up, even though he's going to be criminally prosecuted, put behind bars. He's still preaching in front of the courthouse. We're trying to get an attorney up there to represent him. While he's preaching, an attorney is walking up the steps. Here's the gospel message. Turns, gives his life to Christ, starts being discipled by the pastor, and the pastor says, by the way, do you think you can represent me? I need an attorney. He opened an office for us up there in Washington State. Oh my gosh. It's just the power of God. And there's just story after story like this. Where we're seeing things happen. Another classic was defending In God We Trust on our currency. And the Department of Justice was already defending In God We Trust, so it's almost impossible to ever intervene. Yeah. And we want to intervene because the Department of Justice was going to argue that it's just a vague expression with no meaning, so therefore it should be protected. That's the wrong defense. Yeah. It's a statement of our history, our heritage as a nation. Of course. And therefore is very relevant and is significant and should be protected accordingly. They weren't arguing that. I want to make sure we get that argument. Making a long story short, we decided we're going to make this creative new argument to be able to intervene. We made the argument. The opposing person, Michael Newdow, is someone I've befriended. He's an atheist leader. Interesting. He's a great guy. We just disagree. He has his own belief. He has his own beliefs. Yeah. And I connected with him earlier. He said, Your Honor, I have no objection to Brad Dacus of Pacific Justice intervening in this case. And the U.S. Department of Justice did not file their objection on time. And because of that, the court says PGI can intervene.
Wow.
And we did. We were able to make our case, make our argument. Boom, the Ninth Circuit came down with a decision protecting "In God We Trust" on our currency.
That's amazing. That's so cool. All right, so one of the big themes of NRB this year is how AI is affecting the industry and ministry, and I'd be curious your perspective as someone who leads a legal organization and a ministry. Everybody thinks they're a lawyer now. They've all got ChatGPT in their back pocket. They're all sending demand letters. They're all drafting contracts and using ChatGPT. There was a lawyer who was recently disbarred because he cited case file that didn't exist because the AI hallucinated on him and delivered case file that didn't exist. What do you think about AI as a both as a lawyer but also as a storyteller? How are you guys using it? But what do you think are maybe some of the dangers?
Yeah, AI is fine for someone who wants to just get general information and then to inquire. We at Pacific Justice Institute are resolved that we will not use it for our legal research, brief writing. We're the old school. We use Westlaw, Lexis. We go in, we look at the case, we validate everything for our clients to provide high quality, A+ grade quality legal representation. You can't do that if you're just relying on AI. That said, AI, though, it can be a very powerful tool for information, general information gathering, creativity.
Yeah.
So it can be used as a tool, and I think it's something that Christians should not be afraid of. 2 points. One, we should ask the question, how can this be used for the glory of God?
Yep, 100%.
God is the source of all truth and all information. So we need to, anything that we can use for His kingdom, we need to use it. Number two, though, we need to be wise and understand that we shouldn't be gullible. And everything that we put in, especially our personal information, is out there.
Yep.
In fact,
if it's free, you're the product.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why people need to be very extremely cautious on the internet. In fact, I did a whole show once on just how to protect themselves on the internet, how to protect their information, how to protect their privacy once. Because I found out there's some real important ways to protect people from stealing your identity, stealing your credit card. You don't have to pay a private company to do that for you. So there's information out there. We need to be educated. We need to protect ourselves as new opportunities open up. There are new threats to us, but at the same time, we need to be looking for ways to use this for the kingdom. We at Pacific Justice do both. All of our data and information is completely encrypted. When someone signs up on our website to get our e-newsletter, they can be assured that's being completely protected, encrypted. We do not allow that information to go out of PJI to anyone for anything. Very unique, by the way.
Yeah, I bet.
And so we do that. We're very cognizant of that. And I encourage people to do their homework and take it seriously, but also look for opportunities as we move forward. I'm very optimistic as we see these things open up for new ways for us to communicate the gospel. It's a great time we live in, really.
It's pretty amazing. Well, thank you, sir. Really appreciate you spending some time with us today.
Thank you.
Anywhere you'd like to point the audience to learn more about you, connect with you directly, or support the organization or learn more?
Thank you very much. We are a nonprofit 501c3 organization. So if people like to support our work either on a monthly or one-time basis, or they'd like to look at our resources or get our legal representation all without charge, or like one of us to come speak at your church, your group, your community organization, just go to pji.org. That's pji.org or pacificjustice.org.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Keep up the great work.
Appreciate it.